Hello, I am going to go over a worksheet entitled End of Class Procedure, and I'm speaking to the remote students, but also possibly to the in-class students who need to go over this again. Now, this is how we end our class in math. Our goal is that all supplies are put away orderly, and two, that the students are ready to move. Now, in class, folks, when I am recording this August the 14th, and so our procedures that we have set up as of today, when you leave math class, we exit out the door and turn right down the hallway and go to the teacher's workroom, and we hang out in there while our classroom is cleaned, and then Miss Abramski's classroom is cleaned, and then you go in there, or whatever the rotation happens to be at that point in time. But you're going to leave my room and go to the workroom before you proceed to your next class. Now, so our end of classroom procedure, our goal is to have all supplies put away and that you're ready to move all your things in your backpack. Now, before we put our work away, we're going to do some things in our math journal. And your math journal is something you need every day at home or wherever you're remote learning or in the classroom. And we're going to answer a couple of questions. The first question you're going to answer, and we're going to move to where you're writing this in complete sentences, is what was today about? Well, after we have a lesson or whatever we do in class, you're going to write what the important ideas were about in our class. What was today about? You can start off just making it in bullet points. Do I understand? This is the next question you're going to answer. And to do that, I have a self-assessment rubric that is at the bottom of this page. And you're going to give yourself a number, a 4, 3, 2, or 1. And number 4 is going to be when you assess yourself, when you rate your understanding of that day's lesson. Number 4 is, I know this very well, I feel like I could teach it to someone else. Okay, if that's the way you feel about the topic of the day, you give yourself a 4 rating. Number 3, you would say, I feel I know this pretty well. I get almost every question right the first time. You would rate yourself a 3. If you rate yourself a 2, you feel like this. I feel like I'm still learning this. I still have some questions and I'm unsure sometimes. Okay? If you feel like I don't understand at all, I have lots of questions and I'm not sure what to do most of the time, you would give yourself a rating of 4. Now, so that is the second thing you're going to write in your math journal. And the last thing is, what do I need to do outside of class? This is where you would write down, this is what I need to complete at home. Maybe it's the homework, maybe it's classwork that you didn't finish, so you need to complete that somewhere outside of the classroom. It may be you need to study your math facts. It may mean you need to do this little project or finish this number page or finish making the notes in my math journal. Whatever you need to do to be prepared to really continue with your own self-learning, you need to write down what you plan to do or what you need to do outside of class. Now, in class and at home, we're gonna work on, you people that are remote learning, to collecting some manipulatives to work with, just like we do in class. Okay. Your math work, you need to check to be sure before you put it away in your bag, in your folder, and in your bag. You need to check to be sure your name is on the paper, and then you're going to put it away in your folder. And then you put your math journal and your other supplies put away. Then you clean up, you check under your desk, under your area, you clean it up. If we have any papers that we cut up or anything you dropped, you pick it up, and as you exit the room, you're going to put it in the trash can. Now, some things that I want to go over with the remote learners. You need, again, like I said in a previous video, you have some advantages and some disadvantages. The students that are here at school are different from the students here at school. Now, you need to create for yourself a workspace, a place where you do your work. You sit with your computer of some kind of device, and you have what you need around you. You have your supplies. You have something to write with, a pencil. You have a pair of scissors. You have a glue stick, and you have your math journal. I mean, these are the basic things. You're also going to need to have your manipulatives that I ask you to have, at least for the first couple of lessons. So we're going to talk about that all piece by piece. Now look, there are a lot of moving parts to this remote learning. You are new at doing this. We are new at doing this. So we're going to do the best we can. I know you're going to feel frustrated because the teachers, we feel frustrated at times. We know what to do, we know what we're trying to do, but actually trying to do it requires a few more steps than we anticipated sometimes. Be patient with yourself. Okay, we're going to figure this out. Yes, it will take time, but you're going to feel frustrated. When you feel frustrated, know that we're going to get through this, and we will explain it to you in a way that you can get this accomplished. But if you can be mentally thinking about what is the best workspace for me, and it may be different for every subject. Okay, maybe you're going to find out I prefer to do math right after I eat lunch, or maybe you prefer to do math first thing in the morning. You get to fine-tune your workspace and your work time because you are learning remotely. Okay, this is just some beginning ideas. Okay, now we are working on the way for the remote students to communicate to us. As I understand it right now, we are going to be creating a form. So under the form that you get sent, this self-assessment will be there, and you will just put 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm asking you also to write this in your math journal, like I talked about up here. So the remote learners, you may actually physically do this in your math journal, and you may also put it in the form that I send you and send back to me so I can have that information. Okay? So remember, we're going to get through this, and by the time Christmas comes around, this is all going to be second nature to us. But be patient with yourself, give yourself a break. I mean, don't beat yourself up because this is so hard. It's going to happen. So again, I'm making this video on August the 14th, and this is going out to you probably the 26th, the 27th for you to read. Okay, please respond to the form that will be attached in Teams. Thank you. Again, if you have questions, we can contact each other during the time frames that are set up. Okay, thank you.